From Neural Newscast, this is Stereo Current, sound, culture, and the systems that shape them.
The downtown air feels a bit heavier this morning, March 1st, 2026. It's the kind of weight you feel when the music stops being an ornament and starts being a survival kit. I am Sloan Rivera.
And I'm Julian Vance. You're listening to Stereo Current. We're sifting through the noise to find the signals that actually matter. Today, Sloan, we're looking at records that don't just ask for your attention, they demand a reckoning.
Right, Julian. We're talking about creative sovereignty. Whether it's a veteran rapper from Utica turning a diagnosis into a throne, or a Scottish producer dredging up 90s soul from a lo-fi tape deck, today is about the artists who own their narrative, masters and all.
It's a Sunday for the Defiant. Let's get into it.
Let's start with Utica Grind Records. Today, Bob B-Cide Cardillo released what I'd call the defining statement of his 20-plus year career. The album is titled MonSter. Note the capital M and S. Jamsphere is calling it a relentless, unfiltered testament. And honestly, Julian, that feels like an understatement.
It's a heavy spin, Sloan. B-Cide has been a fixture since 2003, but this isn't about industry longevity. It's about his 2011 diagnosis of multiple sclerosis. He's now fully wheelchair-bound, and he's used that reality as the framework for a 15-track concept album, or 19 if you're smart enough to grab the physical copy.
The way he weaponizes medical terminology is fascinating. Tracks such as claustrophonic use the percussive click and clang of an MRI machine as a rhythmic foundation. It's anxiety rendered in surround sound. He's not looking for pity. He's crowning himself the wheelchair king.
I love the grit in Gravity Suit. He describes the fatigue and ataxia not as abstract concepts, but as a crushing suit weighing on every limb. And yet the groove is so sovereign. It has this mid-tempo swagger that tells you he hasn't lost a step of his mental sharpness, even if the body is negotiating movement in slow motion.
And Julian, look at the rollout. This isn't a passive release. He's been on TikTok Live for over 150 consecutive days building this community. He owns his masters, his publishing, and clearly he owns the room. He even held back 4 tracks from streaming to reward the collectors. CD, vinyl, cassette, even USB.
That's the downtown ethos right there. Direct to fan, no middlemen. He's collaborating with people such as G-Beans and guitarist Chris Cox to flesh out this battle of wills. It's beautiful and brutal.
It's high-definition survival. If you want to see what hip-hop looks like when the armor is stripped away, MonSter is your map.
Moving from the grit of Utica to something with a bit more of a bruised warmth, as our friends at A&R Factory put it. Scottie Barnett, a Scottish producer and composer, just dropped the Mary Jack mix of his track Motion to Motion yesterday.
Barnett is doing something interesting with nostalgia, isn't he, Julian? It's lo-fi boom bap, meeting 90s R&B, but it feels as though it was dragged through a time machine rather than just polished in a studio. It has that sticky, sweet lyricism that feels intimately rough around the edges.
Exactly. He's drawing from the wells of Motown and Stax, but he's doing it with this modern spark. He's joined by Victoria Sola, and her vocal arrangements give the track this intuitive, razor-sharp melodic sense. It's a conversation between eras.
It's a total rejection of that mainstream R&B gloss that's been saturating the airwaves lately. It feels as if it were a lost relic lifted from a 90s tape deck. There's a visceral potential in that sound. It's soulful, it's nostalgic, but it fires up the present tense.
That's surprising, Sloan, how Scottie is internalizing the greats without ever dipping into imitation. It's about the feeling, letting the imperfections breathe. That's where the soul lives.
Available on Spotify and all major platforms as of this weekend. It's the perfect transition from the intensity of B-Cide to something that lets you slip backward into your own thoughts.
And if you need a little more of that indie rock texture to round out your Sunday, we have to mention TVAM. Their new album Ruins dropped this past Friday, February 27th.
I've been spinning Powder Blue on loop. It's got that atmospheric weight we've come to expect, but there's a new level of maturity in the composition. It feels very much in line with the scene news we've been tracking. Music that's a bit more somber, a bit more reflective of the times.
It fits the vibe of the week perfectly. Ruins is an appropriate title for where we are. It's about finding the beauty in the debris, much as B-Cide is doing in Utica.
The scene is leaning into the raw and the real right now. Whether it's the physical limitations of the body or the limitations of a lo-fi recording, these artists are proving that the most interesting things happen at the boundaries.
They're not just making music, they're building forts. And we're just glad we get to visit.
That's our look at the downtown frequency for this March 1st. I am Sloan Rivera.
I'm Julian Vance. You've been listening to Stereo Current. Catch more at stereocurrent.neuralnewscast.com. Keep the needles clean and the vision sharp.
Stereo Current is a Neural Newscast production. Neural Newscast is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. View our AI transparency policy at neuralnewscast.com. See you in the crates tomorrow.
This has been Stereo Current on Neural Newscast. Sound, culture, and the systems that shape them. Neural Newscast uses artificial intelligence in content creation, with human editorial review prior to publication. While we strive for factual, unbiased reporting, AI-assisted content may occasionally contain errors. Verify critical information with trusted sources. Learn more at neuralnewscast.com.